Hi, how are you? It's been a while since I've been on the page here helping kids with learning. And so I thought I would pop on here today. Hi, I am Jean Harville, and I am the founder of Unleashing Your Genius. I'm the creator of the Raising Motivated Learners, and also of this page of helping kids with learning. I'm also the creator of the Empowered Moms Experience, and this is a program that I developed, and we're about halfway through with it, with the first run through, and then we're going to be, I'm really excited to be able to bring this valuable tool to you, and this is innovative, it's thought-provoking, and it's an experience called the Empowered Moms Experience that serves women who want to impact and change the negative beliefs their struggling tweens and teens tell themselves by shifting parenting patterns that allow for both to feel loved, safe, heard, and seen. And so we'll be opening it back up again in, I believe, like early February. But in January, we're going to be having some workshops. And so be on the lookout for that. And if you're not on the email list or in the Raising Motivated Learners Facebook group, you might want to pop in there, and so that you can receive that information as well as when we go, as we go live in these workshops. And the workshops are valuable. We're going to take a look at vision, like future vision. And it just got me to thinking, we as moms have many identities, right? First off, we're women, right? And we take on the role as mom. And that is an identity. Mom is an identity. And we do all the doing of momhood, if you want to call her momship, whatever we want to call that. We're mother, we also are wife. Then later in years, we become grandmother. So those are all titles, and those titles are the doingness of what we do on a day-to-day basis. Our identity as our true being is a woman, who we were created to be. And so many times our identities crash into who we truly are as women, so that we say, I'm mom, I'm grandmom, I'm whatever, but we're not actually being true or recognizing that we have our own identity outside of being called mom. And so many times it blends together, and we love being called mom. We love that title. We love it, or mother, or whatever you want, whatever you're calling this. And we love that. That's who we are. It's who we live for. We live for our kids. But if you go through each of the identities in the family, we have the husband, we have the father, and we have the grandfather. And then if we back it up, the true essence of who this person is, they are a man. So they think like a man. They think differently than they do as a husband. Just like moms. Like women think differently than they do when they're mom. Right? And so we have this tug of war that's going sometimes. And if you want to take it to our kids, all right? So our kids are in their authentic self, they're boy or girl, right? And then they become our son, they become our daughter, they become our kids. Those are the identities, our children. Those are identities that are put on them. And then they become our grandkids or grandsons or granddaughters, that whole thing. And that is just defining like the doingness of who they are. The being of who they are is they are a boy and a girl. This is the creation part. This is who we're created to be woman, man, girl, boy, whatever, and so and that's where a lot of our emotion holds, and we stuff that emotion to say, okay, I'm going to be mom, put my mom hat on. My emotions as woman doesn't matter. What my emotions as mom is what matters. This is the love, the dearing, the outpouring of emotions onto our family. When we are taken off that hat of mom, we now are woman. We have a different set of woman, right? We want to feel beautiful. We hold emotion. We hold hurt. We hold love. we hold, that you just kind of think about you as a woman. What is it that what is it that you hold as far as your emotions to who you are? And it is difficult to separate the two. And when I've asked women to separate themselves from being mom, they're like, oh, I can't do that. No, mom, I'm who I am. I'm mom. That's who I've always wanted to be. That's who God created me to be. And that's awesome. But he created you as woman first. And so sometimes we meld them together, and that's fine for that season of time, right? But I see so many women, as their children, or let me say moms, as their children grow and grow and grow, there's that separation, because our job as mom is to teach them how to fly, how to leave us. They're born, and as soon as they're born, they're getting ready to leave us all the way up until they are out of the house, right? And so that is our job, is to give them that independency, to teach them about the world, to teach them how to drive, to teach them how to keep their money, their books, to whatever it is that we as moms are teaching them, so that they can thrive in the world. We are also involved in the education part of our children, and there's that box of education. If you follow me long enough, you know that I'm like the box of education that just is really is not helpful to our struggling kids, our struggling teens and tweens who have dyslexia or ADHD. It is a bear for them to get through. And we see that as mom, as like, oh my goodness, how can I make it easier? How can I, whatever, make the changes and the strategies. When we do that, we lose essence of who we are, right? Because our goal is to get the kids through school, get them ready to fly out the door into whatever their next step is after they're out of high school or whatever that is, college, whatever that is. And then I've seen moms just not know what to do with themselves. I don't know what to do, and so they call their kids all the time, or they go up and visit their kids all the time, or they helicopter or whatever. They don't know, they're lost. They're lost as to who they are. Their identity, they will always be mom. That identity will always be there, but it shifts and changes, right? As we're pushing our kids, getting them ready to fly, because we want them to be successful. Absolutely. That's the goal. And so when we start, going back into like, okay, mom, and my mom duties look different. They're still just as strong, but they look different. So I start tapping into my womanhood, who I am as a woman. I'm a loving, I am connected heart to heart with people, other people outside my family. I am passionate about whatever I'm deciding to work on, and I still love my children, yes, but this passion is different. It thrives me. It helps me to become the person I was created to be. So now I can be thinking about, okay, what does God want me to do? What is it that I am doing? Yes, he wanted me to be a mom. He wanted me to raise these children, and that's awesome. Who am I? Who is Jean? Who am I? And so it's that thinking about who I am after our kids leave, but why couldn't we also do that, be that woman as we are raising our kids? What kind of example would that show our kids? Yes, that their inner, who they are inwardly and who they are created to be, their emotions, their thoughts are important. They are valuable. And yes, they have the identity as son or daughter, but they also are a boy or a girl. They are a person, someone who God's created. And they have purpose. And their brains have been developed exactly for what they need for the purpose that God has for them. So when you think about we have to put our kids through this box of education that doesn't necessarily work well, and it's antiquated, it doesn't allow the thought processes that our kids need that are different, right? So they're struggling, and they start having messages in their brains like, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, why can't I get this? How come they can get it and I can't get it? So I must be less than they. But they're not. They have been created for exact purpose that God wants them to be or to have in this world. So it's a shift of as mom, we want our kids to do well, we want them to get good grades, we want them to be successful, we want them to be happy, we want them to whatever, so they can step into the next part of whoever they are being. But we want to also look at them, strip away that education part, strip away those sports, strip away, the extracurricular things. Who is your child? What is the amazingness of their brain? What is it that they can do that no one else can do? Oh my goodness, that's the essence of who your child is. And it's just that we have to get them through societal norms, education, and that's when all that negative stuff comes out. Really be sure that you're listening to any of the negative comments that they are saying about themselves, because they will wire that into their head if they repeat that negative thought over and over again. So then it becomes hardwired and they think themselves in a negative way. And that makes it more difficult for them to want to learn or want to pick up a book and read or whatever, right? That just makes it a lot more difficult. So my advice is, don't forget yourself as who you are as a woman. Take on your identity as mom. Listen to what's going on with your kids and bring them back to who they were created to be. What are their strengths? What are the really cool things about them? And help them to see that and to help them grow into that person. So I'm so excited. We're in a new year. It's kind of nice, closing the door to the old year. And we have a new year. New is always fun. You get to create what it is that you want to create. So one of the things that, I do not want you to do New Year resolutions or goals. Do not do that. But what I want you to think about is for the next 90 days, the first 3 months of 2022, what do you want that, at the end of those 90 days, what do you want to have accomplished, right? What's an accomplishment that you want to create? Something that's going to help you in your being as a woman, right? And something that you feel really, and it's important to you, and that's fine, and that's great. So what we do is we want to wire that, what it is that you want to create into your brain. So it's not necessarily like a goal or a resolution, because resolutions disappear after a while, because you haven't really wired it into your brain as today. That's who I am. All right, so we can talk about that on the next live next week, and we would talk about it a little bit more actually in January as well. So be sure you look for those exciting workshops that are coming up in the Facebook group, the Raising Motivated Learners. If you're not in there yet, pop in, and that way you will, if you are, you can also get on the email list as well, because I do a lot of emailing and a lot of information comes through email. Last thing I want to say is Happy New Year and blessings to you. Jean.